What's up, y'all? This is Tory, and this is Let Me Fix Your Crown for You, sister. We are back with another topic. We are here with Ebone Manuel, and today we are going to discuss self validation, learning to clap for yourself. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Okay, so this is fun. Okay,
Mhm.
it's okay. So with this topic I want to talk about is just learning to love on yourself and just,
Mhm.
you got this, girl. Let me give you an example. So, at my job and
Mhm.
everything, I just always feel I have people at my job who make me feel like less.
Mhm.
So I've learned to go in and train myself how to do things. So what I do is, I'll type things step by step and everything, and I'll go in, I'll do it, without looking at the thing, and then I'll go in and type beside the steps. When I do it by myself, I type "Good job, girl," or just things that. So I'm giving because I have no one else at the job who's going to be like, "You did that." What do you do to give yourself the praise that you know you deserve?
Um, typically, I will talk to myself as though I'm one of my homegirls, and I'm like, "You did that, girl. You did that." and I just keep myself encouraged in that way because I'm like, a lot of times, there won't be anyone to clap for
No.
you. A lot of times, people see your greatness and it intimidates them, and so they don't want to tell you how great you are.
Yeah.
So, in that type of environment, you have to encourage yourself. So I'm always just trying to chin up, and just talk to myself like, you can do this, you've done it before, or, whatever I have to say to encourage myself in a way that's going to let me keep pushing forward
Mm-hmm.
is typically how I do that. But personally, I talk to myself as though one of my friends is talking to
Yeah.
me, like, girl, look how you did that. You did that. You did that very well, very
Exactly.
demure. So, so I'll do that, just to kind of like gas myself
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
in between times. So, but
you
yeah,
know,
it
one,
works.
one of my favorite things now I see and everything, I like to go on YouTube sometime and I like to that guy who put his Tim up and then he come out, he dancing, that
Hype me
affirmation.
up.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things right now. So now I
Mhm.
started doing that. Like, if
Mhm.
I'm just feeling down, I just like hype me up. Hype me up. So
Mhm.
but why do you think it's so hard for us to or people in the world in general to just give the praise when someone else deserve it? Why do you think it's so hard to be like, you did that?
Mm, it might be because, magnifying good things and positive attributes in other people might make us feel less than. It could make people feel like they're not good enough. So, and to not feel inferior to other people, we take that opportunity to not say, "Hey, you did a good job," or "That looks great," or
Mm-hmm.
I tend to notice that in between women a lot. If I see someone whose hair looks pretty, I'll say, "Oh, your hair looks good,"
Mm-hmm.
and they'll be like, "Thank you." And then if I feel like my hair looks good and someone doesn't say it, but I do see that they noticed it, it's
Mm-hmm.
not that, they didn't notice that your hair looks good. It's that, maybe it's bringing, light to the idea that they need to get their hair done, or
Yeah.
something to that effect, that, sometimes people won't comment on good things with other people because it makes them feel inferior.
Yeah.
It makes them feel less than. It shows them their own shortcomings, and some people have a hard time facing that.
That is true. I one
Mm-hmm.
time I let this it's so crazy to me now thinking about it. I I compliment people. That's just
Mm-hmm.
something I feel good doing it and everything. I don't expect anything back. But when I compliment, a thank you will be, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I complimented this lady one time and I said, "You look so nice today." Just because she did. She looked really nice. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well, if you think this looked nice, then, I don't know." And I'm looking like, I just gave you a compliment. Like, if I think it looked nice, you don't know. Don't make me come up in here with my heels on.
You
Then
know
we
what? Sometimes it is hard for some people to receive compliments. I've even found that for myself to be true at times. When someone says, "Oh, you're so smart," or this, and I'm like, "What?
What?
I did not even graduate on time. What is you talking about?" And sometimes it's harder. We're our own worst critics, so it's harder for us to see sometimes what other people see. When they do see things that they want to compliment on. So it's sometimes it is hard for people to take the compliment.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what to say. Back to someone who does that. That's like, oh, well, it doesn't look good. Even when I do stuff like that, like, what does somebody say that puts the awkward moment there?
That is true. I'd never thought of that because I'm the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give a compliment, be like, "Oh, I don't know." And then we're like, "Well, I just gave you a compliment." So
yeah, like, what do you say back to that? It's hard.
That's something we got to work on.
Right. For sure.
We're going to get that together. We got to, what about when you can't find it in yourself to just uplift yourself? Where do you think that comes from? Because I know for a fact that I deal with that a lot. The enemy. That is true.
I mean, because he is the accuser of the brethren. So he is going to always be accusing you and telling you you're not good enough. All of those voices that we hear, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, oh, you don't look good, this is ugly. All these things, all of that comes from the enemy. Every good thing comes from God, So I feel like when we hear those voices, we have to keep in mind where that comes from. And it's not from a good place, and it's not from God. So God doesn't say that about you. So why would you say that about you?
That is true. That is true. Oh, I needed that. Because I would do it. As soon as we leave here, I'm be like, "Ooh, I feel fat. I'm bloated." So we need that. So we do have to learn how, and not only that, we do have to all learn how to, especially Black women, to uplift each other because we have so many against us. So many. We went out yesterday and we got these looks. My husband had to calm me down. We got some. We just wanted to go eat.
Wow.
Yeah, we went to go eat and everything, and you gotta, get myself together because I'm real snappy. So we sat down. They kept sitting at the table. My husband asked first. He was like, "How many people at the table?" And the guy said, "Okay, 6. It's a hibachi place."
Oh, okay.
So we went and sat down. As soon as we sat down, there was like looks, just looks, and I'm looking like, I'm already feeling uncomfortable. My anxiety is going crazy.
Anxiety.
Exactly. And then I just said, "I don't want to sit here." And I said it loud. I wanted them to hear it. I don't want to sit here because they're making me feel uncomfortable. And I felt uncomfortable for the rest of the night. Then we sat down and we laughed and everything. And then, I honestly had to shake it off. My husband said, "Where's your blood of Jesus bracelet at? Because you need that." So I put it on and I felt so much better.
You know what might be fun to do in moments like that? When you find like someone is staring at you, like they've all got these like surly looks on their face, won't you like ask them, "Hey, everything all right over there?"
Make them uncomfortable.
Because they have to, something's gonna have to be said about, why they're looking the way they're looking, or they're gonna have to change it immediately. But either way, something gonna have to give. So
you're gonna make them feel uncomfortable.
So I'm gonna give it right back to you, baby. There you go.
Have you done that before?
Oh yeah.
What was the outcome?
They get red in the face, just.
They
and
say
just
anything?
like, "Oh, no, we're just thinking." A lot of them, "Oh, okay, I thought it was directed at me. I didn't know."
I'll be nervous.
But yeah, sometimes, especially like I've dealt with anxiety for like so long that just so that I can relax, I would rather sometimes just confront it. Or confront the situation that's giving me the anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if everybody's seeming to be looking down on me about something, or if everybody's seeming to not be speaking about something that we all looked at or saw or something, that I'll confront it so that we can get past this.
So you address
so that I
the
can
elephant in the
relax.
room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I can't do that. I'm not a very with family and everything. I can do it and everything, but I have a problem where outside of it, I feel like I'm not a very confrontational person. So I don't want to go back and forth because I don't know what I might say, and I don't want to offend anyone. Because I'm gonna say what's on.
I mean, you try to find like a way to say it to where it'll be less prickly. Like you were saying how you sat down and everybody was, giving these looks. I would say something to the effect of, was y'all saving this seat for somebody?
That's good.
And they're gonna have to chuckle a little bit at it because it's like, wait, no, okay, well, what's the problem? But things like that will kind of ease it, but still confront it. But I tend to do things like that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Depending on the crowd, tough crowd here and there.
Do you let them know you're a tough crowd?
Right. You have to.
I like that.
Find a way to say things that'll be a little more digestible.
Oof, I gotta work on that. I'm gonna have to start writing some stuff down because my first is attack. And I'm going. And when I attack and everything, I dare you to attack back.
Oh, and my sister, she's like the opposite. Instead of like saying something funny like that, they're looking at her. She gonna be looking right back. And she will look and look until they're uncomfortable looking, and I can't even do that. Yeah. So, to each his own, but that's my way,
That's good. So I guess from this, what we have to learn to do is just, what I'm going to do and everything, because you're teaching me. What I'm going to do is I'm trying not to be so snappy and just always going to the, defense. Yeah. Right. So... And that's going to be my validation. Like, they must be looking at me because I am fine.
Right.
Like, yeah, I know my hair all over my head, but I'm still cute. So.
I know y'all not used to seeing this beauty on a daily basis. Y'all going to have to deal with it today.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You fixed my crown today. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. So we're going to continue to talk, but we have to go ahead and end this. Today, we had so much fun. We got more for you guys, so continue to stay tuned.
Yes.
This is Tory, and this is Ebony, my new sister. And this is Let Me Fix That Crown for You, sister. And we will see y'all again soon.
Bye-bye.
Peace.